Presidency, I'm going to give Hembo the green light. He deserves to be very happy today. Hembo is a lifelong Phillies fan. The Phillies have advanced to the World Series in dramatic and unexpected fashion. You have every right to be excited about that, and no one would begrudge it to you. So why is it that you managed to turn it into the most obnoxious thing I've ever seen in my entire life? Go ahead.
Well, because all I ever hear about is how obnoxious and how vulgar and how pompous and how annoying Philadelphia fans are. And I can assure you, I will affirm all of those stereotypes today.
Go ahead.
However, it is also worth acknowledging that those vulgar, pompous, annoying people had a massive impact on the Phillies advancing to the World Series. You couldn't help but watch those games at Citizens Bank Park over the last two series without thinking as much. It is my belief that Citizens Bank Park and the fans that fill it provide the greatest home field advantage in the history of baseball. And I've got numbers to back it up, Greeny. The Phillies all-time are 21-9 at Citizens Bank Park in the playoffs. 21-9. And that is the best record by any team in any home stadium in the history of the postseason. That dates to 1903. This team is something special. Those fans are something special. And watching that Bryce Harper home run in the 8th inning yesterday is something that chilled me to the bone. That will be played over and over and over again in Philadelphia for as long as I live.
Okay. And so that's all fine. And if that was the progressive MLB snapshot, we would all be delighted with you. And if you're looking for a career you'll love with flexibility, great pay, and benefits, one of the country's top workplaces, come join Progressive's growing team. Go to progressive.com/careers and apply online today. The problem is you can't just be happy with that. Why is it that you came in here and you were just picking fights with every Yankee fan in every direction in which you turn?
Oh, because for the Phillies to clinch the National League pennant on the same day that the Yankees get swept, I mean, there is nothing that could be better as a sports fan. Nothing. Nothing at all, especially having predicted the sweep as we did on this show last week. I mean, everything right now is coming up Hembo. Absolutely everything.
Hembo has just hoisted a broom to his shoulders. Go ahead, give me the baseball analysis on what just happened to the Yankees over the course of the last 4 games.
I mean, you often like to say that a hammer and nail don't have a rivalry, right? They have a relationship.
That's right.
And that is the relationship that the Astros have with the Yankees. Look, you could go on StubHub yesterday and get a seat for $20 to go watch the Yankees and Astros play Game 4 of the American League Championship Series. The Astros were so good that even the Yankee fans gave up before the season was over.
Bob Costas last night, whom I, as anyone who knows me and listens to the show knows, I admire practically to the point of reverence, said on television last night, the Astros are the Yankees' daddies. And that obviously harkens back to the Pedro line, but still. Nuno, who are you firing on this morning if you own the Yankees?
Well, I mean, they don't have to fire anyone because Brian Cashman's deal is up, so he doesn't have a contract.
No, but that's the same thing as fire. Are you saying you would not bring Brian Cashman back?
I would not bring Brian Cashman back.
Would you bring Aaron Boone back?
They re-signed him. I wouldn't. I would fresh, clean, slate that and so forth. Hembo, a rational Yankee fan assumed that the Yankees were going to lose this series. So, you were one of the only few that were out here talking about this. The Yankees should want him, knowing for a fact that the Yankees had no shot in this series.
Yes.
Just so that this could happen. And now I'm in a situation where I have to root for the Phillies, but there's so many obnoxious Philly fans around here, besides yourself. Cam, who works on our show on Monday, is a Philly guy. And it's just the only thing I can combat that with is this question. Will Doc Rivers still be employed by the 76ers by the time that by the time the Philly fans actually care about the NBA season?
So what you're hearing there is a desperate man just begging for some sort of lifeline. He's trying to find something about Philadelphia sports that right now is not going extraordinarily well. Why don't you bring up Jay Wright retiring prematurely also? We got to find something in Philly that isn't going well because the problem you have are called the Eagles and the Phillies. The bottom line of it is this. You were the one, Hembo, and we all called you an idiot, and we were right, who said the Yankees and their fans should be hoping they get Houston, when the reality is all Yankee fans knew this was going to happen if they got Houston.
Well, I had nefarious motives in saying that because I wanted to see the Yankees be swept by Houston. That's why I was rooting for the series.
The road to the series, by the way, goes through us at ESPN Radio. It's presented by AutoZone. Every pitch is here on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. We have to get into whether they did it right or not, because Saturday night I was watching the game in a restaurant when the manager made the one big decision that got everybody going. We'll talk about that as we continue. So we have much more. Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.